Well, we are back again. So in the last video you saw that this car is running perfectly now. We've got quite a few miles put on it. We can go ahead and start that tuning process. But as you can see, while we are working on this, there's a few things that need to change here. It runs great, everything is good. I hate this. I hate it. So I went online and I picked up an AOS. And that's what today's video is going to be about. We're going to be installing a Grimmspeed AOS. I didn't get the IAG one that is the big canister. I just got the one that filters right back into the oil filler neck. I didn't know it at the time that that's what I bought, but we're going to roll with it and see how we like it. And if anything, we can always buy a different one if we don't like it. So here on the table is our Grimmspeed AOS. Let's pop this guy open and let's see what this comes with, and then we'll see how easy it is to install. I watched a couple videos on it. It looks pretty simple to install, so hopefully this video will help you if you're going to do the same thing. Alright, there it is. So this is the piece that goes into your oil filler neck and drains all of your oil back in from when it's been separated. Comes with some line and then all of your fittings. And I really only bought this whole thing for this. What is a car part without some stickers? So here's how it should go, I think. When reading the directions, you install this guy here. Alright, so I just put it together just so you could see the process when I was doing it. Now we're going to go over how everything is routed so that you don't miss a step. Alright, so Grimmspeed comes with pretty good instructions. I got a little hung up on one part and I'll tell you why. But first things first is go ahead and install this on your oil fill line and ensure that this is around at the 11 o'clock position. So if that's 12, that's 11. That's 1. So keep it at 11 o'clock the best you can. So if you're running a front mount intercooler, this is how it's going to be set up. This line usually sits right here where the top mount would be, but we're not running that. So we take the hoses that connect to the left and right hand side of that. You take them and connect them together. So the two breather lines, left and right, get connected together with a T-line. Coming off of that T, follow it down. That goes to your bottom left port on your AOS. And then on your intake, you're going to have a vacuum line right here. That gets plumbed in, and that is the middle line going to the center port on the AOS. Lastly, right down there in front of the turbo, you can't see it, but it's your PCV tree. So it's like your breather T. It looks like a tree. You get a little light on there. You see where this line is? This line right here comes down and connects right below this breather port. It connects to that little tree right there. And that line comes up and it connects to your top right hand side port of your AOS. And that is your AOS installed. I will say this definitely is not as clean as running the one back there, just because all the lines can be hidden. These obviously have to run across your intake manifold, but now we have an AOS installed. Another tidbit of information for this AOS is these are not meant for severely built engines like mine, but I'm not pushing wild horsepower through them. This is probably going to be a 450 to 500 horsepower build. It'll have more blow-by than stock, of course, but it's not an 800 horsepower monster that requires an IAG competition AOS. So keep that in mind. If you're running very high horsepower, I would stray away from this AOS and go with like an IAG one. But that's going to be the finished look here. And the last thing that we need to do is take a 19mm wrench and tighten down this bolt here that holds it into the oil fill cap. But that is how it's going to look when you route it. You can definitely route these lines a lot cleaner. You can run most of them underneath the intake manifold. I didn't want to take the time and do that. I think this looks fine for what it is, and it's going to work. So, I mean, obviously this engine bay is cluttered with lines and stuff. Realistically, that's just working on a Subaru. There's vacuum lines everywhere for everything. So just do it to the spec that you like it to be. If you want it super clean, run everything under the manifold. If you don't care, you can run it over the top, and it makes it super easy to install it. All right, everybody, I know it was a pretty quick install video of that Grimmspeed AOS. I hope it helps some of you out. It took me a little bit of a learning curve to figure it out, but honestly, it is pretty easy. The instructions are relatively clear. There's just that one piece about the front mount. In the instructions, it does say that the installation is exactly the same, whether you have a front mount or a top mount. You just have to move one line. And it is that line that I showed you on the bottom left-hand port of the AOS. If you're looking to pick up one of these, I'll link it down in the description box below, and you can go ahead and pick yourself one up. It works really well. I like it. I haven't really put it to the test yet. We haven't done any wide open throttle rips. So that's how the car is going to sit until we wait on some wrap to come in. But massive progress. And if you like this type of content, like this video, hit the subscribe button, help me out, and we can keep doing fun stuff like this. So thank you everybody for watching. I appreciate all of you, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. See ya.